Merry Christmas, everybody! We're
Yeah.
so happy that it's Christmas that we're even early on Sportswire Radio. I'm almost never early, but I'm early for good reason. Because Santa Claus has got his favorite resident rock star here with us, his favorite cat dad, his favorite vlogger, and boy, does our guest here tonight, a man that needs no further introduction, but boy, he'll get one here in a few minutes because I'm finally back to normal here. We have a lot to talk about here on Sportswire Radio, especially with this man, because after all, he was the first BYW wrestler to come on this platform 2.5 years ago, and he is arguably the man that has been at the center of the new All Wrestling Matters movement, a man that has helped Sportswire Radio get to 1,350 subscribers. But boy, does he have a lot to get off his chest tonight. He's going to talk about that historic Jovi's vlog we just saw, the Winter Clash version. We're going to definitely talk about that guy, James Taylor. Oh, hell yeah. The nemesis, James Taylor. Yes, he's real. Yes, he's flesh in the wound. Shawn Jovi met him. And Shawn Jovi is going to talk about that and some. And this legend definitely delivered, unlike that so-called guy that showed up in Bremen, Ohio 5 months ago. We ain't going to mention him. It's Christmas. We don't want to certainly give any lumps of coals. Because
that guy's a stooge.
we ain't going down there because you know what time it is. It's going to certainly be more than 4 up and 4 down. We'll talk about James Taylor. We'll talk about our resident rock stars 2024 in review. We'll talk about what's ahead here in 2025. We'll most certainly get into RCW. Yeah, we're reigniting championship wrestling. We'll maybe even talk about that All Wrestling Matters World Underground Championship. Yeah, definitely the world is yours. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna tell you a few things about the World Wrestling Matters Underground Championship. Yep, I'm gonna definitely tell you we're gonna have a title defense. Spoiler alert, yeah, 2025. But also, our guest is also gonna talk about maybe something else he's working on in 25. And oh, by the way, Rad Dad Radley Belmont's here Saturday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and he's got a lot to say, and our guest has got a lot to say about Rad Dad, as always. And we'll certainly maybe leave out the Nolan Money McDermott talk for a day. Maybe we'll leave out the Anthony Steele talk for a minute or two. I mean, but after all, Anthony Steele was even on Jovi's vlog for the first time. I didn't realize Steele made it in time for this one. He was actually there on time. He was there early enough to be there, but he's going to have his day on Sunday. Don't you worry about that. And maybe I won't, or maybe I will talk about Mr. Brightside, but we got a lot to talk about here. You know, you might have unwrapped all your gifts. Maybe you're waiting to unwrap 1 or 2 gifts more, but I promise you tonight here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that all of you most certainly helped build here, Sportswire Radio, we're going to unwrap the biggest gift yet. One of the greatest guests in Sportswire Radio history. One of the greatest men in backyard and underground wrestling history is here. And boy, I can't wait to give him that Santa Claus-like introduction. Because even though I may not look like jolly old Saint Nick, I can promise you my bank account can give you just as many gifts and maybe even more. You're waiting for that introduction? He's most certainly smiling, and when I think of his name, boy, am I always smiling about his name, and I'm going to make his day, I'm going to make everybody else's day, and I'm going to give you that introduction. As I stated, in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all wrestling matters. Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's start the show here in style on Sportswire Radio, the #1 global radio station. So with that, Without further ado, here on the Sports Report, number one Sports Show, multi-time Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer, the resident cat dad, the resident vlogger, Santa Claus's resident rock star. His name is simply put, the resident rock star, Jovi! Jovi's vlog, he's got it going on. We're definitely not needing to live on a prayer. We're more than halfway there. And Merry Christmas, the resident rock star. How are we doing?
You know, after an intro like that, I think it's safe to say this is the best Christmas ever.
I don't know about that, but I'll certainly.
Well, Tom, I'm under the biggest stage, the biggest lights, prime time. What more can you ask for on Christmas Day?
Well, literally, I do have more lights in the background because, let's just say that the bank account and the war chest can afford them. But I am back to normal for the first time in about a week. That's always helpful. But obviously, we have a lot to talk about. But I'm going to ask you, how was Christmas before you came on? Did you get what you wanted? Did you get the gifts you were hoping for this year? Especially because I see the chat is here, and they probably would like to know, Shawn Jovi.
Yeah, I was very gifted this Christmas. My aunt actually got me a coffee mug with Fozzie on it, and all the pictures I've taken with Fozzie when he was really small. So that's probably the coolest thing I've gotten. Like, it meant a lot because every time I drink some water, somehow my coffee mug, I'm like, oh, Fozzie.
Well, I did see the picture on Instagram and I think Threads where Fozzie was sleeping on you there, really. So
he does that all the time. He loves me.
Probably helps you now because it's, I know, cold where most of the country is, and
it's cold here.
Well, in New York it's cold, but I wouldn't compare. But I'm at the stage at this point where I don't actually get gifts because, well, I'm the one that almost like, think of it like the athletes and the celebrities. Hey, can I get a gift? Can I get a check? Can I get a loan? So that's all good. I've been fortunate, but I'm not here to talk about me. I am talking about you, Shawn Jovi, and especially here, as I stated, in prime time, on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you most certainly helped build here, Sportswire Radio. And I'm going to start off here nice and easy. Shawn Jovi, the resident rock star. How was it like meeting the man that exactly exists the way we've seen him here on this platform? Yes, he is an actual live body. He is a nemesis, a man with 140,000 followers or so, roughly, the ROEW owner, the nemesis, James Taylor.
You know, the first time I ever heard him say never, kid, I thought he was just an AI. Didn't think he was real at that point. Thought he was a myth. I heard he was a legend, but I thought he was a myth. Well, so shit, he showed up at the show on Saturday, and my God, what a nice guy. He's actually pretty cool. It was a good experience all around. Wow. Yeah, I enjoyed James Taylor's company. He even promoted my stuff, so I mean, can't say anything bad about him at any point, really.
Well, it's funny because, obviously there's certainly been a history about the nemesis James Taylor, but you got a chance to see him there, and I just was wondering, was he like what they say? James Taylor comes to places and, he politics or has tried to politic, or, he certainly has a way of doing things, but was there any of that at all? I mean, I almost have to ask that question.
See, the guy was very kind. Like, if he was politicking, he did a good job hiding it from me. So, no, I think James is actually a good guy. I know a lot of people say politicking's this thing. I didn't see any politicking All I saw was a simple human being that wanted to be at a show and finally meet everyone. And he did that. And I got to meet him. I thought it was really cool.
Definitely a cool moment.
I never thought I'd see him, let alone meet him, in person.
But that's a great moment, though. I mean,
it is.
Obviously what you mean to this new generation, what you meant to the old generation. And he is also like that. Obviously, he was active, but not quite a known entity in the GBYWN era. But you guys are veterans. You guys, it's I don't know what you'd want to call yourself, but he calls himself an old head. You obviously are one of the last vestiges in the backyard scene that's still relevant from the GBYWN. And it's a really, to me, almost in a way, a meeting of the minds in a sense.
It is. It really is. It was fun picking his brain. Like, guy knows a lot more than people give him credit for.
Well, because they see and they go, oh, that's the guy with the Stone Cold meme. Oh, that's the guy that goes, did you watch my match, kid? And that's the guy that gives you the same quotes because obviously, there was one individual that, you wrestled with, and I'm going to certainly not give him any relevancy at this point going forward. But, he obviously, would say certain things. And I would, again, not to mention that individual's name, but I would think that James Taylor was the complete opposite of an experience sharing a locker room with rather than that individual.
Oh, yeah. I mean, James, very humble human being. I thought it was great having him there. I'd like to see him come back. I would love to see him come back.
I was going to ask you about that. Funny that
I know he's like 14 hours away from Iowa. I think he drove like 14 hours or something. But still, it'd be cool to see him again.
Or something like that. I think 12 was the line I think he used. Maybe
14 with traffic. I think 14 with picking up Anthony, but I can't imagine those two in a car together.
Well, you know what? I'm not going to go there. I'm sure we'll get their sides of the story. But you know what? I will say this before I put up a couple posts. I want to put some links up. I want to try to get you a couple of subscribers here.
Yeah, sure.
We have a big crowd here right now. I was happy to see James Taylor here in an environment with, first of all, actual people, actual live people paying to watch him. I was happy to see that he was in an environment that's also on par with what he's done in his legendary career, whether it's been in social media, whether it's been, throughout his career in the yard, and certainly in the first era. And I think it was good to see him finally on a stage that recognizes what he's done for our sport, on a stage where he can be proud and hang his head high in what he's done, because obviously he was in one place particularly that obviously, they've done some things and they've supported some things. And on top of that, they have certainly, the way they conducted themselves, it was good for James to be in an environment that was suitable for the career and the stature of James Taylor. And the last time that James Taylor wrestled in the ring, there was obviously, not as many people, if there was any people there at all. And secondly, on top of that, there was a huge fight about James Taylor even showing one of his matches that he had. And here, he wrestled a match with Felix Jones. Bang, bada bing, bada boom. We got a chance to watch that. And I think that shows you that I'm happy that James got to be in a place that really recognizes James Taylor and was able to promote James Taylor. And James Taylor was able to use his career. He was able to use his stature to also help the IMF. This is a moment where good people come together for the better for the community. And I really hope to see James Taylor a lot more in the IMF.
Oh, I do too. I think he could find a home there easily. It's just, 12, 14 hours, like we said. It's him being able to do the commitment. I mean, it's not easy and it's not cheap. So
no,
if he could come every winter clash at the bare minimum, I would be happy with that.
Well, I think that James coming here, again, to me, it's the equivalent of like Hogan coming somewhere. It's the equivalent of The Rock coming somewhere. It's the equivalent of Cena, Punk, because in our circuit, in our community, people can say what they want, but when James Taylor comes on Sportswire, he gets people to tune in. He gets people, whether they like him or not. There are some people that don't like him because of the Stone Cold phrases. There are other people that admire what he's done in terms of getting his name out there. There are other people. Obviously, Soldier's had his history with him. Justin Parsley recently has had his history with him. Certainly in ROBW with Jason Storm. But the facts is that, to take a step back, James Taylor is one of our greatest draws in the backyard wrestling circuit's history. So to have him here, it's a watershed moment. It's going to be one of those moments. You know, Shawn, I know you put out a video a couple weeks ago talking about 2024 and things have been bad. But to me, what I've noticed in the last couple of weeks, and especially in the past 8 or 9 days or so, James Taylor coming to the IMF, to me, has put the attention back that, yeah, you know what? I'm ready to go out, and I want to check out what backyard and underground wrestling has to offer here. I've noticed engagements are back up on Sportswire. I've noticed that people are like, yeah, I want to tune in. Who's on tonight? You know, yeah, I got to check out that person. I think what James did really is a great thing, and I hope to see it more often. I realize the time is certainly a distance, and that's also a factor. It's your life, but and maybe even as an attraction, would James Taylor coming to the IMF every time, would that hurt? Would that help? But I think the facts are, at the end of the day, I hope to see James Taylor more in the IMF. But regardless, I'm happy that he got to be on a stage that recognizes what he's done, not only here on this platform, but throughout this circuit.
Yeah. James Taylor, he lived up to the hype. He really lived up to the hype. Which is good. I mean, like I said, he's a very big promotion, a very big name, a draw. I think him being at IMF is for the better of our community.
It is. It's a big deal.
Like, if I were to host something big, I'd want James Taylor on that invite list easily.
And that's what I think that's what really, to me, the IMF, credit to the IMF, the way they used James Taylor, the way it was promoted. Absolutely. You know, how
IMF
here. Yep.
IMF is basically the flagship product of the Midwest at the bare minimum.
Absolutely.
Like, I know there's TF Crew and NEW and all those other ones out east. But let's be fair. And when it comes to the Midwest, there's only one significant platform for underground and backyard, and that's IMF.
Oh, there's no question.
They waved the flag for the Midwest.
And you know what? And I'm going to have Rad Dad here, who's challenging for the TF Crew title coming up on Saturday. We're going to have a TF Crew day. I have D Savage coming on next week, NEW, and I love NEW and TF Crew dearly. But those aren't monthly shows in venues that are selling hundreds of tickets. They're a little different product. TF Crew is an attraction company. NEW, you know, is a YouTube product that has had some events, but it's not in the vein of what IMF is doing.
It's not as consistent.
Well, but there's no question NEW is a consistent product, but they're not in the venue selling tickets. See, IMF
that's fair. That's fair.
That's the whole thing. Even TF Crew, I love TF Crew. Like I said, Rad's here Saturday, but they're more of an attraction promotion. They're not doing a show every month. IMF is every month. You got 30 Days, Highway to Hell. You got Winter Clash. You have all these shows, and that's what sets IMF apart from a lot of places. There are some people that don't like IMF. There are other people that love what they do, but you can't deny the fact that James Taylor showing up to a company that has had monthly shows and has sold hundreds of tickets. Go back and watch the shows. They put them up on YouTube. You think I'm lying? Go check it out. Go check out the venues. And on top of that, every show the IMF has done, I have donated at least one ticket, sometimes even 2 and 3 tickets. So if you're out there and you didn't have the money to go, I put you there. I put you there to have that opportunity to go. So James Taylor coming to the IMF, it's a big deal because this is one of the flagship underground wrestling companies. Right up there, a better analogy is with places like, you know, before some certain things happened, UWF and, you know, more aligned with like Pro Wrestling Venom, those kind of companies that run monthly shows. That's what the IMF is doing. And for him to be here and to be here in a place that has the subscribers, that has the views, that has the followers, you know, he's been in different places and they're great. You know, when they were here, but they did certain things. But they didn't also promote him, and he gets to now be in a stage, not with cosplayers, not with guys copying, not with guys that have to imitate what was on WWE SmackDown, or not guys that basically did things that were dirty deeds and still don't want to acknowledge it. He's in a place that's to be, and now we get to see James Taylor on the biggest stage.
It was a once in a lifetime thing. Like, I wasn't expecting James Taylor to actually show up. I know he had some like car struggles a couple days before. I was like, "Oh, here we go again." But no, he made it, and that was the most exciting part, was actually getting to meet him, seeing him wrestle, pick his brain. Like I said, I can't say enough good stuff about James Taylor. He was an experience, a good experience.
Well, you know what? It's even those like Ox McCoy, the man that's bound in blood, sends his messages in blood, and reigns in blood. Even he got a photo with the legendary members. There you go. Yeah, and you have one. I'm going to put that up in a minute. But there it is. And and if you want to watch, by the way, Jovi's vlog, let me put the link up. You have to watch his most recent vlog. I was in the chat for it. You got to check it out. I'm telling you, he's got it going on. Jovi's vlog. And if you're here right now in the chat, Jovi's closing in on 800 subs. I see some new people here that may have not subbed for whatever reason. I don't know why you haven't yet.
Yeah,
but you do need to go hit the sub button for me. Jovi's vlog is got it going on. You can see it here. Here you go. I mean, it's good to see Anthony Steele and James Taylor in a place with actual people, a place that where actually people get a chance to see them and see what they've done. And it just, so happy for these two men and what they've done for us here on Sportswire, but also just in general. And just, congratulations to everybody in the IMF. This is where you're going to see it. Jovi's vlog, that brand new James Taylor shirt. You can see everybody there. How about that funny Battle Royal stuff? I mean, you got
that Battle Royal was great.
The 40s version of the Welcome to the Jungle is on here. I mean, there's so many nuggets here on this vlog. This is one of his greatest vlogs he's put out. It's one of the greatest vlogs in history. Anthony Steele's on here. Anthony Steele saying in like 2 years he's going to be in WWE. I'll let Anthony Steele answer that question. So you have to watch this vlog. And the only way you can do that right now, the only way is you have to go hit the sub button. Go follow Jovi YouTube channel right here. There it is, Shawn Jovi. Hit the sub. I'm telling you, get him to 800. He's like 7 away. It's Christmas after all. I see some people here in the chat. I'm always plugging you. If you haven't yet subbed, go out there and sub to Jovi's vlog. He has most certainly got it going on. I can assure you that this is going to be one of the best vlogs you ever watched. He is the resident rock star. He's certainly the resident cat dad. And I got the photo up here for the audience. There it is, the once in a lifetime. This is a watershed. People talk about the photo years ago Vince and Brett took after the Survivor Series screw job, and people talk about the Hogan Rock moment. This is that moment. This is that moment here for our generation. Shawn Jovi, the resident rock star, 4 up, 4 down, and the nemesis James Taylor, the ROEW owner. There you have it. And even James Taylor makes Shawn Jovi look like a young whippersnapper. So that shows you, at least that's a good thing for Jovi, because Jovi, you're one of the young guns compared to James Taylor.
I will say one of the most mind-blowing parts about meeting him is just how short he is in person. He looks like a big guy on screen with you, Tom, but guy's significantly shorter than me. I was kind of shocked.
Yeah, it's funny you said that. Gabe Sayers, the man that I met last week, pretty much said almost verbatim everything you said about James. And he said, James Taylor is really short. He's a short guy. I was like,
yeah. Yeah, I think it was like 5'6", 5'8", something like that. I'm like, geez, man.
Well,
and let's put it this way. So I was at the Airbnb when I met him. Actually, he was dropping off somebody to hang with us at the B&B. So I got to meet him. I shook his hand. I was like, how they have like those footsteps that like go up to the door like a porch. Yeah. So I had like a 2-foot handicap, like a foot handicap on him already. But I was leaning down to shake his hand because it was like right outside the door. Like, so I had like another foot on him at that point. And I felt like the Big Show, man. It was crazy.
Yeah, Gabe Sayers, who's got to be, I mean, he's like my height, about 6 foot. He was telling me almost verbatim everything you said about James was what Gabe said. Really great to work with, didn't politic. People said all these things about him. He politic, try to get a belt, try to get a finish here, in certain places we won't name.
Yeah,
But I
those are
mean,
the places we don't name, Tom. And
no,
they're probably making up all that bull crap about James Taylor.
well,
Why?
they
Because he's
obviously. I'm not gonna. It's Christmas. I could say a lot about that, but I'm not going to,
yeah.
especially after being locked out of the PWF Facebook page. I mean, that's kind of
Oh
petty
yeah.
in itself.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed about that when I
Yeah,
heard
that's
that.
and if I'm, that's obviously
Disappointment.
one thing I'll get into one day. But Gabe was pretty much said everything about you. James was great to work with, easygoing, safe to work with. Talked about what we were going to do before the match, after the match, very pleasant. I mean, so
Yeah.
really just almost said everything that you said about him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing how much different he is compared to what people hyped him up to be.
Well, there's a lot of people out there that are no longer here, and it's obviously for the right reasons. But
Right.
so that's Shawn Jovi's Instagram page. Definitely go give him a follow. There he is with Fozzy. Fozzy's there, and he's got a Mephisto shirt on. I think he'd have his own shirt, but he and Mephisto are best friends. He's got a WCW World Heavyweight Championship belt there, which I don't know how you found that belt.
Random toy store in Cedar Rapids. I got it for $15.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah, $15. I got a Kenny Omega figure on clearance for $5 for Black Friday, and the guy threw in a Yu-Gi-Oh mask for free, like a Halloween mask. I'm like, all right, dude, literally the best $20 I spent. That thing's worth more than 15.
Yeah, well, I would have said 150. I'm like, all right, I would have bought the $150, but $15.
No,
wow.
15. I was like, oh yeah,
wow,
I'll take
really
that
cool.
all day.
No, that's what. And I did hear you say you only have AEW figures, which was so funny. I thought that was so funny. You said that in the vlog, and
yeah,
that's
at least sealed ones. Yeah,
Instagram page, and for the audience, you can see me and Gabe there, and Gabe obviously wrestled James Taylor, so there you go. You can see that there. But I'll take this off the screen for now because I want to talk about some different things. I've done my James Taylor civic duty for today, but yeah, I have. But I did want to talk about obviously some different things with you. So 2024, it was obviously a mixed bag. Omen Black, I won't get into. We'll obviously get into that at a different time. Talked about, you getting a title shot with Mephisto. Obviously, we've talked about the situation with you and Steele these past couple of months. We've obviously run the gauntlet with you. It's been up, it's been down, it's been up. Remains to be seen what happens after Winter Clash. But 2024. I mean, where do we go from here now with the resident rock star Shawn Jovi going to 2025?
Well, I mean, the first part of the year was phenomenal. I got back the interstate title from you know who after doing you know what.
Yeah.
And that was a good start. I continued with another nice lengthy reign, but it all seemed to just hit the fan when I give Jonathan Pierce another opportunity at the title. That started the decline. Like me losing that interstate title and me losing the United States title twice in a matter of months.
You traded it back and forth with Isaiah Rage. You got it
and then
back.
I got back, lost to Steel. Like it was a very bittersweet summer. The Summer Bash, it was great. I got to face one of my old best friends in Remy Ravage. I got to be in the All Wrestling Titles ladder match. Like I did some things that I thought I'd never be able to do.
Yeah, I think
never do again.
It was a really cool moment. I mean, I wish Remy well. Remy is obviously, certainly up and down, but that was a great moment to see Remy come back and you and Remy wrestle again. I think that was
and it was one of the best matches I had this year, and let alone the most memorable, at least.
For sure, especially with the history with the two of you had from the GBYWN. Remy comes back to the yard. Remy and the story that you two were telling, and then to see that embrace and then to have that match was a great moment. I think that there's no question. I think we're going to look back in your career even 5 years from now, 7 years from now, then go, you know what? Wow, that was a cool moment.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. This summer was literally the time of my life, but you're right. It had its up and down, and when fall came, it went on the decline. I lost the interstate title. I lost my opportunity at the All Out title, a title I have yet to hold in WC, to the likes of Chaz J. I beat Nolan Money McDermott, but that doesn't take much. It's easy to shut him up. But all you have to do is pin him 1, 2, 3. Then he'll be humble for like another 5 minutes or so. But the thing is, it was rough because then I went on, lost to Mephisto.
Yep.
I lost a tag team title match with Dirty. The Dirty Rockers was kind of a cool thing, though. Well, that was a joke actually. We came up with like in April that him and I should be a team and call ourselves the Dirty Rockers. And I had nothing going on that month besides the Battle Royal, so I'm like, hey, let's do that Dirty Rockers thing.
Why not?
It was worth a try. It was
Dirty,
fun.
the fans love Dirty. People don't understand how much the fans love Dirty in the Palo community center. People don't. They don't. There's like almost a discord connect with that in some ways.
Yeah. And speaking of tag team wrestling, that's something I think I want to dabble with going into 2025. I mean, my singles record isn't holding up too well. It's notoriously known at this point.
Omen certainly made a lot of hay about that last week on the show, and he was going on at length about that. You've dealt with Mr. Brightside, by the way. I don't certainly want to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but Omen, what the hell? Anyway.
Well, I wish him. Well, we'll find out, I'm sure.
Yeah, exactly. But it was, I don't know. But as far as Owen Black goes, he doesn't matter right now. It's about me. It's about my year and how it went. So I do want to dabble in tag team wrestling, like I said. It's something I've always admired. Mm-hmm. When AEW started and they wanted to focus on tag team wrestling, I got intrigued and wanted to watch it more.
How about Sting and Darby for a while? Listen,
Sting, that was really cool.
They got probably 2 or 3 extra years out of his career teaming with Darby Allin. Think about that just from that aspect of it.
Oh yeah, exactly. And it gives the body a little bit of time to heal. You're doing half the work versus all the work. Or again, it might be something just to do. Sit back a little bit, have a tag team partner, do some work. I mean, if you 2 heads are better than one, you can put your head into anything, And I think that's something I'd like to do, especially in IMF. Those tag titles are looking pretty good around on the waist of the tag champs. I wouldn't mind getting a shot at them one day. Another one.
I mean, the Midwest Express have just been.
They're impressive. They're good.
I would say in all of wrestling in the underground, they have been maybe the very best tag team. I mean, I've seen them, what they've done in Summer Bash and other places. They have been, extremely impressive. If that's something you want to go down.
And the best part about them is they're young. They have so much more room for growth.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys, Jordan Nets and Jason Myers, have so much potential that they can unlock yet. And I can't wait to see it. Those two as a team, prime.
For sure. I don't even think they've scratched the surface yet in their prime.
They haven't. They literally haven't.
So tag team wrestling, though, is something that interests you, basically.
Yeah, it's something I never really got to dabble into with any of my runs. Like, I did a tag team match here and there for WC, but those were almost
you never really, in WC all these years, you never
That's the place where I can play singles wrestler. But in IMF, I want to try something different. It's the land of opportunity, though.
You have a bigger roster. You have, you're in venues. IMF is all year long. WCE, we're in the off season. We're not coming back until April, so that's a different ball game. But maybe that's something also to give you a jolt in 25. Because obviously the second half it was the fall of Jovi. Before it was the summer of Jovi. This was the fall literally of Jovi. You obviously, you had some big wins early in the year. Certainly Ox you beat, Isaiah Rage you went back and forth with. You beat a guy that, will certainly not really mention his name at the moment, but who you beat, and then you faced Jonathan Pierce, and that's kind of where you fell,
I fell and hit a brick wall and just haven't been able to get up
quite
yet.
You lost to, You mentioned, the all-out champion, Mr. Brightside. You struggled with,
Yeah,
you
he's
know.
still a struggle.
Listen, Anthony Steele's got to deal with him. I tell you what, though, he's dealing with him in
I
January.
am hoping for Brightside to kick his ass.
I tell you what, Steele's here on Sunday for his birthday. You're welcome to wish him happy birthday. But Brightside, I'll tell you what, he's the most unpredictable man in wrestling, and that's not going to be a pushover for Steele. And just remember, he's like the same size as James Taylor, and James Taylor has given Steele fits for years. I mean, for years right now in this circuit. I mean, those two guys are mortal enemies going back for years. Just wait until the unpredictable Brightside gets in a ring with him. Oh, baby.
It's going to be something. I don't know if Steele can handle the amount of crazy he's about to walk into.
Well, we're going to find out. So tag team wrestling is something that you want to do. Something that you would want to do in 2025. Just to confirm.
It's a bucket list. It's a bucket list thing to do, I never got to dabble with it. I've always wanted to be a tag team. Unfortunately, I have a little brother and he's heavily autistic. He's far in the spectrum nonverbal. So I never had a person that I could get into wrestling with that could tag team with me. And that's the thing that I feel like is a void in my heart as far as tag team wrestling goes, is I just never found anybody I could synergize with. Nobody that has the same energy or vibe that I'm rocking.
Yeah,
but I do know one.
You haven't quite had that. And I mean, obviously not to tell us what you'll do, because obviously you still haven't decided what direction you're going to go. But are there names or other ideas of people that you might want to team with? Should this be a thing still in 25?
Yeah, absolutely. And it happens to be my best friend in the IMF, Mephisto.
Our champion. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I would be interested in teaming with Mephisto. Mephisto, when you lose that title, whenever that happens, hit me up. Let's team. Let's be buddies. We already are. We're rock stars. We're intergalactic. We're all the things that are meant to be a hot-selling tag team.
You're wearing a shirt after all.
Oh, yeah. I got to represent my best bud. Now I need one with my face made on it.
Maybe you guys should have one of these where it's your face, his face, something like that.
Trust me, if Mephisto accepts this invite, the whole tagline, everything writes itself. Think about it. You got an intergalactic 80s all-star in Mephisto. You got the resident rock star in Shawn Jovi. Rock stars in a galaxy. In this kind of galaxy, maybe rock stars of the galaxy. I like that name. Maybe we could go with that. I want to go places that I haven't gone before I can hang up my boots and call it a career. And tag team wrestling, like I said, I haven't touched it.
But not going back with Dirty
almost 20 years. The almost 20 years I've done this.
Right.
But I've never dabbled in it.
Dirty? But you and Dirty, though, were a team. You wouldn't want to go back with Dirty?
I could go with Dirty. I have nothing against Dirty. I think he was a great partner. We could, but I know he's he's Mr. 100. He owns the IMF.
And he's had tag gold before. I mean, this is a guy that's been a tag champ in the IMF. I would think Dirty would be a name at the list. I mean, what about the likes of Nicholas Crenson in the IMF, your old buddy, the RCW champion? You guys have, certainly been intertwined. You guys, I mean, that would make sense too. Some would say he's responsible for the summer of Jovi after what he did to you last year. And
that's fair. But
there's some names. But it's obviously up to Mephisto to decide what he would want to do in the future. We don't even know. But I'm just speculating who would be a good partner.
I think him and I together would be pretty popping. I think we could even sell merch and make quite a bit. We could have an idea of where him and I are just riding in a dinosaur. We could do anything. We're intergalactic all-stars, man. And I think with his energy and my energy, you can see something similar to Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. The mega powers, 80s mega powers with the hands.
I'm glad you said that. You talked about powers, right? Powers, almost aligning, right? And it reminds me, without spoiling things, I saw the movie Sonic 3 today, and
was it good? At least
it was very good. I don't want to spoil it. But
don't spoil it.
There's a moment where certain forces are aligning for a few minutes. You go watch the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. And in a way,
Yeah.
maybe that's you and Mephisto. Maybe that's you and Mephisto and aligning in that same way that
I think it'd be
certainly
something
helps the movie.
special. I think we could really do something special as a team.
It could be. It almost reminds me of the other movie I saw to start the day off, The Fire Inside, where it's a woman, Carissa Shields, becomes the first and only two-time Olympic gold medalist boxer, male or female, in United States history, and she had this fire, and maybe that's the fire inside of you to find a
Right.
partner, and maybe it's Mephisto. We obviously don't know. That's obviously something that I guess we'll have to find out. Time will tell. But yeah, hopefully 25 will be a better one for you because, it was a mixed year. There was some ups, there was some downs, there was some ups. It remains to be seen what happens at Winter Clash. I'm sure we'll talk about it. But you got Fozzy. Fozzy certainly ran away. Hopefully comes back into the stream. But I think that you would be interesting in a tag team sense if that's the route you want to go. I mean, interesting.
Yeah. Like I said, a never say never situation can happen.
Well,
you saw it with James Taylor. It could happen with me and Mephisto.
What about you and wait a minute. I got to mention it. What about you and James Taylor as a tag team? Why not that?
If he's willing to come up, I think that'd be badass. But
I mean, you and James
I'm not
Taylor
willing to go all the way down to him.
That would break the internet. I know.
Oh, it would break the internet. The internet would probably explode.
You and Mephisto are best friends. You're like brothers. But you and Taylor? Oh, hell yeah. I mean, think about it. You're Bon Jovi's lost son, and he's, the guy that Stone Cold really should have made the heir apparent. I mean, can you imagine that? I mean, instead of living on a prayer, I mean, we could certainly be going out there in a rattlesnake-like blaze of glory. I mean, just think about those possibilities. You and Taylor as a tag team? Oh, my goodness. Forget about it. Forget about what that would do. You want to talk about drawing power? That could be one of the greatest drawing tag teams in wrestling history. Certainly in the underground circuit, if you and Taylor team, I just have to throw it out there.
On the Resident Rockstar, you could be the resident nemesis. Like, we could be the residents, the residentials. Who knows? Anything's possible.
By the way, I know we have a lot of people with us now. A lot of people. Shawn Jovi is trying to get to 800 subs. Do me a favor. Go hit that sub button for Shawn Jovi. I would really appreciate it very much. It is Christmas after all. Merry Christmas to everybody. God bless everyone out there. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for spending your Christmas evening with us. There is like 17 or 18 people on YouTube right now, so I really can't thank you enough. But go out there if you haven't yet. Hit the sub button for Jovi. I also want to wish a happy birthday to Silas Walker, our friend Silas Walker. It is actually his birthday today. I'd like to give him a huge happy birthday. He's going to be joining you and a lot of other people here in this chat into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame next Saturday night. He's going to be here at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time to go into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And he has certainly been on a legendary run. And he's squaring off with Chase Wakefield, who's been a topic here on Sportswire Radio, coming up here this Saturday. And Chase Wakefield, I'm not even going there because he did a documentary yesterday, Shawn Jovi. He would be the last person you team up with because it looked like he had an axe in the documentary and he was killing people. So I would just say,
oh, yeah.
Him. Yeah. He had an axe.
That's not my cup of tea. We're not resident murderers here.
Yeah, that's not you, Jovi. So I'm going to take this off the screen. Let's get to the chat because I want to talk about a couple of other things here. I want to bring up Rad Dad. I want to talk about the All Wrestling Matters World Underground title. But let's say hello to the chat. Zilla, of course, is first. She is also wanting to say Merry Christmas and also Happy Hanukkah out there. It is the first day of Hanukkah. I have to wish you a happy Hanukkah out there as well to all my good people out there, especially to my subscribers in Brooklyn and parts of Staten Island who are celebrating Hanukkah. Thank you so much for your support. And certainly, I hope that these days of Hanukkah are the best ones yet. And Merry Christmas. Yes, happy holidays. Ox McCoy is in the house. We gave Ox a big shout out earlier. Time for Santa, Jovi, and Reverend Tom. Yes, definitely Santa is here with the resident rock star. Nicholas Crenson, the RCW champions in the house. This is going to be big. Yes, it is. It's been a big turnout tonight on Sportswire. But we're even getting shows like Abraham Storm was here, and he had a crowd yesterday. I mean, I think people are back. I think people are like
Sportswire's on fire right now.
I think November people were kind of like, what do we do from here? But I think that we recover,
recoup, and keep marching
That's it.
forward.
I win every day, and I don't give up. We thank you, Nicholas, for that. Kyle Shelby's in the house. Speaking to people that are here, he's always here. He gets a participation award. So since he gets his participation trophy, it's the Christmas spirit, the Hanukkah spirit as well for all my people out there. Kyle's got a YouTube channel. He's got 15 subs. He's stuck on 15 subs. Somebody go give him a sub to get him to 16, 17. James Taylor signed him in ROEW. So James Taylor maybe should hit the sub button for Kyle Shelby, but I won't go there. But hit the sub button for Kyle Shelby, and he is training for his ROEW debut. Thank you very much. There you go. Can't wait. We early. You got me early. I'm never early, and I'm here. I got here early. You better believe it. It's Christmas. Yep. Thank you for that. See, Dirty could be one of your potential tag partners again. I still give Dirty the
Dirty
shot.
Rockers.
You know what? And I got to give IMF a big plug because you know what? IMF is always doing good things. IMF has been our biggest supporter, one of our many people out there always here. So do me a favor, and I don't know why you wouldn't just go hit a sub button for the IMF. You can watch a lot of footage, endless amounts of footage. Just sit on the IMF channel. They're closing in on 3,000 subs. And go give them a follow. So thank you for our IMF support. Oh, wow. Okay. That's pretty cool. You got a follow from Matt Tremont. That's a really cool thing. Congratulations. The legendary Ox McCoy. But I'm not surprised. You're bound in blood. You reign in blood. And I'm not surprised that, you would certainly get a follow from him. So very happy about that. Good stuff. And definitely a man that we go back to, way back in the time machine from the GBYWN. It was a top, I think Sick Rick mentioned him a couple of times, I'm pretty sure.
I've heard that name a few times.
Yep. Sick Rick definitely mentioned him, and Ox was here for that. Abraham Storm is in the house, who's got a new championship belt. Good old Abraham Storm, and boy, did Abraham. So TikTok loved Abraham Storm. I got like 800 views on TikTok with that video we did together, and Abraham stuck at 158. Somebody go give him a sub, get him to 160 because he's thunderous. He's got a rage, and not that rage, but give him a sub because it's Christmas and everybody needs an extra sub. So there you go. Thank you, Abraham. Who else we got here? It's a dirty Xmas, Tom. Merry Christmas, you filthy. Yes, to quote Home Alone there. Yep, there you go. We just reached 20 people live on YouTube. So somebody's out there. Yep, thank you so much, Zilla, for that. We love Kyle. We appreciate Kyle, though. I think he asked me about a movie, and I didn't remember. I don't think I remember if I responded, but I didn't see it if that's the movie we're talking about. Thank you, Ox. Thank you, Uphorns. Who else we got? Justin Parsley isn't here yet. I'm not sure how he got mentioned yet, but he's not here. But I'm sure that the Ned Flanders lookalike will be here. I'm sure he'll be here at some point. I was James Taylor, by the way. Credit to James Taylor.
That was cool from James Taylor.
That
Watch the vlog if you want proof.
Well, technically, Justin Parsley works for James Taylor. How bizarre! What's good at Merry Christmas? Merry Christmas, Judas the Evil Angel, who was a topic a couple of days ago. Yes, we are here. Happy Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas. I hope everybody got the gifts that they hoped for and what they wanted. I always like to tell people I'm at the stage where I don't get gifts because I just say. We'll not go there. Let's just say I don't need people like you want anything for Christmas. Like, nah. Do I need to pull it out? It's like I'm not on the Tony Khan level, but let's just say I don't need any gifts. But we'll go from there. My gifts are all of you right now. My gifts are the 1,350 subscribers. Let's go further. Taylor was very humble and a super nice guy. Didn't get to talk to him enough though. Next time, kid. Yeah. Well. Even compared to Ox is a kid compared to James Taylor. Speaking of people who always share my stuff on X, who may or may not be here Friday, Hillbilly Tilly, the legendary AWL general manager, BYW living legend. Love Tilly. Tilly, awesome. A question. I don't know what the question is. Feliz Navidad. Yes, Feliz Navidad.
Or if you're me, Feliz Jovi Dad.
Well, that's true, too. And speaking of singing, I'm going to try to get my singing on because I want to see the Bob Dylan movie tomorrow. But, yep. Hello there to Judas. Yes. And Merry Christmas. Yes, Merry Christmas. Good. God bless. IMF is the place to be. Definitely on my radar. Shawn, let's get management behind it. Well, talk to Dirty. Message the owner. I'll connect you. How far is Iowa to North Carolina? 16 hours from Dirty. Wow, okay. I didn't know it was that far. Okay, good deal.
It's too far.
Come on down, Kyle, especially Summer Bash. Summer Bash is in Iowa this year. It is certainly in Iowa. Very excited about that. Summer Bash this year might be the biggest one yet. I definitely agree with you on that. If you haven't yet, hit the sub button for Jovi. Jovi's vlog has got it going on. Well, it's the same thing at this point. As Chase Wakefield said on Friday's show, the year is over, really. So to me, 2025 is basically now. So speaking of people who I love seeing, I love Il Drago. Another your foundation brother. You could always team with Drago. What about teaming with Drago?
That would be kind of cool.
Love Drago.
Cool.
And by the way, Drago, you posted something on Facebook. You can't quit. We need Drago wrestling. He is one of the very best. When I see Drago, it's like I see your name, Kron's name, Joe Starr, who was here Saturday. I smile. Il Drago. I hope the gift of Il Drago in a wrestling ring will be for the next 20 years. But I would love to see you in Drago team.
Yeah, I mean, Rock Stars and Dragons. I see the name already writes itself. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, man.
You know what? Dungeons and Dragons, forget about that. Rock Stars and Dragons and Il Drago, love Il Drago. And the numbers, you got 23 people or 22 people live on YouTube right now. People are fired up. They want Christmas. Yeah. Hello to the House of Wolves, but they're not here right now. I don't know where they are, but hello to them, I suppose.
Hopefully somewhere not relevant.
It is Christmas. Jesus, 16 hours. Do you drive, Abraham Storm? That might be your question. Speaking of people, the devil. And you know, Shawn Jovi, this guy, Nathaniel Rage, he and Mr. Brightside seem like they might be on a crash collision course somewhere. Have you heard anything? This guy's the devil, apparently. And he even said the devil might be good. I mean, could the devil be a good guy, Shawn Jovi? Is that even possible to think the devil could be a good guy?
I mean, is CJ Black really a good guy? I mean, it's kind of the same thing.
Now. I mean, he is now.
I mean, yeah, but like, not all good guys that claim to be good guys are actually good guys.
CJ Black. I believe he's a good guy. I do. I believe he's a good guy.
Hey, I'm not opposed to devils, though. Devils are kind of cool.
Well, Nathaniel Rage is a very interesting guy who's getting ready for his return to the ring, and he's in West Virginia.
He seems like the Rage I could be down to see.
This guy's got some abilities.
He's the real Rage.
He can talk. He can certainly get a hold of conversation, bring a crowd. Summer Bash is July. I think somebody will confirm that. I don't want to put any words in the devil's mouth. Let's see here. Hi to the House of Rage Productions, the Devil Nathaniel Rage. James Taylor is here. You knew he'd be here. Abraham, this is the life we chose. I'll travel 5 days to wrestle. Dues, no distance. If that's what you want, God bless America. Hello, James. Oh yeah, count me in. It's a done deal. What's your CSW? What's up, CSW? I see. Hi to James Taylor. I know, man, but I don't know if I can make it. I'm willing to travel. Well, Abraham Storm, you talk to them about that. Merry Christmas to the Duke of Detroit, Kyle Shelby. House of Wolves says Merry Christmas. I'll just leave it at that. Brightside is the man, bro. I'm a fan of his, but you don't seem to be a fan of Brightside. You're not sure, Red, right?
Yeah, I don't want to say he's my favorite person on earth.
But you might be rooting for him against Steel. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll
find out.
Never say never.
We'll say. That was a good line, by the way. Feliz Navidad.
Pretty handy.
My friends, yes.
Pretty good go-to line.
The House of Wolves aren't giving you any hints, Zilla. You'll find out at a different time. Kyle Shelby wants to be your tag partner.
Only if we can be the Shawn Shelbys, because it's like one letter off from my real last name.
Okay.
Like, I think it'd be funny, the Shawn Shelbys. You know what I mean? You drop the H, it's my legitimate last name, Selby. I think it'd be kind of cool, the Shawn Shelbys.
You know, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Just coming up with ideas, man. Just shooting suggestions. I'm open. I'm open to whatever.
Okay, let me get to some more comments. I don't know what the broken heart was for, but that was like 15 minutes ago. Aaron Blaze is in the house, the headliner, the Trailblazer. Maybe we should see him in the IMF sometime.
Hey, no? That would be kind of cool too. I saw he tuned into my vlog earlier. He was in the chat. Yeah,
I hear he's going to Oregon. He wants to go back to ROEW. You know, I mean, obviously, you know, that's up to management, but I think that why not? If James Taylor could be an IMF, let me say why not about Aaron Blaze?
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to anybody coming. As long as is the IMF management wants him to come, I'm open.
And
I love meeting new people. You know that, Tom. Whether they're cool or whether they suck ass, they're great.
well,
I'm a
we
people
got a lot
guy.
of great people here. We got a lot of great people here. Hello, Drew Selby. How you doing, Drew?
There's more Shelbys out
My
there.
boy, Aaron Blaze. Yes. Omen Black wanted to say your best friend Mephisto stinks, basically.
Well, I mean, he needs to change his picture because that's not Owen Black. That looks like Justin Parsley.
Well, there you go. Hello to Aaron Blaze. Yes, Merry Christmas to Aaron Blaze. Of course, Shawn and Mephisto would choose each other.
Well, yeah.
Boring. Actually,
we
Abraham
will outsell you in merch sales, Omen.
Abraham
Let's have a
Storm,
competition.
Does have a funny response. Ain't gonna lie, Omen. I was about to say Justin Parsley. Clever line. Give him that. There's the birthday boy, Silas Walker. Let me say hello to the birthday boy. Silas Walker was a very, very, very happy man because his past weekend his Indianapolis Colts won. On top of that, he's going to certainly ruin Chase Wakefield's wedding. And also, I know that he's going to be here to go into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame next Saturday night. So let me give Silas a big plug here on YouTube. Silas has become, you talked about your second half of the year being not so good. This guy's had one of the best second halves of the year. And this guy's become one of my favorites, really, of anybody that's come on Sportswire this year. He has become one of my favorites. And I really can't wait to see up. Silas was here Friday, and he promised to basically end Chase Wakefield before we get to the wedding. So he would like to say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, fellas. There's Silas's page. Somebody sub. Oh, you're seeing Sonic 3 tomorrow? Definitely worth it. My advice would be to try to see it in either laser or I saw it in Dolby. But definitely see it in laser because it'll really come out even better. So if you can see it, I know The Lion King's out, but I think Sonic was a way better movie. So definitely check that out. Yeah, that movie I did see. That I could have went and saw, but I was like, I just saw Chase Wakefield's documentary with axes and death. So I was like, I'll leave that for Ox and give a review. Speaking of which, Jovi, don't hate me when I change your friend for the best when I beat him. Okay. Well, we'll find out. Time will tell. Abraham Storm speaking in Spanish for us. We could use a Spanish audience, I suppose. Thank you, Abraham. Hello to Silas. Yes, we could. There's Shawn's channel. Give him a plug. Omen, you can count your effing days, my man. Well, we're all counting the days to 25. Happy holidays from the headline. That's a great headline. And let me give Aaron a little plug. Aaron, one of my buddies, and I got to give YBW a plug because it was funny on Sportswire, Jovi. You'll chuckle at this because on Monday's show, Dominic, who's their champion, was kind of sleeping on the air, and then Aaron Blaze was kind of imitating who would sleep on an episode of Sportswire, and reminded me, unfortunately, of an old WCE show where we had wrestlers that would sleep on the platform and they were asked questions, and I thought it was funny. TikTok did, but Aaron Blaze is not going to be in a funny mood on Sunday when he wrestles for the YBW title. But give him a stop. Yeah, we'll move on. There you go. See, somebody read my notes. The hottest free agent in the yard in the underground. The team of Mephisto and Jovi makes me want to puke for how boring it's going to be. He's not a fan, obviously, so this is not
he's pretty boring as is.
Well, I'm going to find out. Jovi has great content. Yeah, I mean, you know what? Can I?
Yeah, Ox knows what's up.
Ox does know what's up, and I want people. If you're here, come on, it's Christmas. Give him a sub. Give him a sub. I want to see those subs.
Give me some subs, baby.
Abraham sub. Thank you, Abraham. Might be the second most famous person born on Christmas. Well, Silas Walker is definitely famous. I mean, Jesus is number one. We have a few other people born on Christmas. Was LeBron James born on Christmas, or is that a few days after that? I know they were talking about LeBron James's birthday. Did it pass already, or am I missing something?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay, I'll let somebody answer that. I think Mephisto is going to become a cosmic nightmare. Okay. I have a funny one here from Silas. This is referring to Chase Wakefield. After seeing that documentary, I'm going to have Wakefield patted down by a police officer before our match on Saturday. But yeah, I would say, Mr. Jovi, don't watch his documentary because you'll be mortified. Fozzie will probably run away from home if you see this documentary.
Oh no.
It's that gruesome. Yes, it is that gruesome. But if you
Dude.
want to watch Silas in the ring, because Silas is going to be wrestling this Saturday, I got to give him a plug because Silas is always here, and I like Silas. And that's not Silas. That's Ace Christian when he was like 2. But you can see Silas Walker now because you can see him on the DBW YouTube channel, and he'll be there Saturday night before the next topic. So I'm going to get to that. So we'll take there. Thank you, Silas. And speaking of people, that was your intergalactic champion, Freddie Daniels, the man Freddie Daniels.
Oh man,
Freddie Daniels.
I thought it was funny when James Taylor said the wrong name. He named him like I forgot it was like Jeff Daniels or something.
Daniels, yeah, Jeff Daniels.
I just remember him saying that I'm behind the camera, and I'm just trying not to laugh about it.
Well, definitely Freddie has arrived, and Merry Christmas. He didn't say hello to you, though. He did not say hello to you, though.
Yeah, you must think I'm a what Omen said.
Well, we got a lot of comments. Let me go back here. You got a big crowd tonight. You got maybe one of your biggest crowds I've ever seen.
I think so too.
Freddie is garbage. I don't agree with that. It's Christmas. God damn it. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy Hanukkah. Omen and I are best friends now. I don't know if Omen would agree with that. We'll see. Greaser garbage at that. I don't agree. It's Christmas. And Kyle, I will say thank you very much. I will move on. Yes, Freddie. Okay, whatever that means. Not that way. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. It's Christmas. Let's go. It's Christmas. I'm gonna have to break it up here. Who else we got? It's relevant.
Yeah, we're celebrating Christmas now.
Me and Justin are best friends. Healer face. I don't know if Justin Parsley and Omen Black are best friends, but who knows? Still mad at you for jumping me out of diamonds, Freddie. Yep, that's a good one. Ned Flanders.
But now he's foundation, baby.
I'm not going to get into people's sexual orientations. I'll let Omen and Kyle figure that out. It is Christmas. Merry Christmas, fellas. Sounds like the grass isn't greener in the foundation. You guys seem to be doing good. I mean, we'll find out.
I think we're doing great.
We'll find out at Winter Clash. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I don't know where we go. Where are we here? Ox, the grass is definitely greener, bud. You just can't see it with all the red blood in your eyes, my man. Well, you know what? Matt Tremont's following him on Instagram, so he seems to be doing pretty well. Yeah, I'm still learning how to use this new tech. I'm from the 50s. My godfather, when he was alive, was like that. I don't use the computer. He couldn't text. This was 10 years ago, whatever, and it was really trying to avoid technology. I was trying to add
coming in like a timeless act doing
with
that.
with AWL. Let's not get into sexual orientations. Whatever you want to be, God bless you and Merry Christmas. Thank you for both you and Omen talking about that. I don't know AWL's future. That's up to Tilly if he's in the chat. Let's move on here. Drago from Bukagan. I don't know. That's a good question. No spoilers, but Drago versus Felix. You know what's funny? I said last week that might be the match of the night, and I said that might be one of those match of the year candidates. I'll tell you that. I'm glad that Omen said that.
That match was really good. I watched it backstage. I was very entertained.
And I'll tell you
the crowd will love it when they see it.
And I can't wait to talk about it because Felix he did a bang-up job here last week on Sportswire. He held his own with James Taylor. He held his own in the ring with him. And if you want to watch, I just put in the chat the IMF's YouTube channel. Do me a favor. Go sub to the IMF's page. You can watch all the Winter Clash and other stuff in the past coming up very soon. Ox was pretty fire. Okay. Let's move on here. I really appreciate the sexual stuff, but I do have a family station to run. You can't retire until I get a chance to do battle with you. I told you, even if the grass ain't green anymore, I came from the islands. My road ahead was set in stone long before trouble in paradise. Very similar words that Il Drago, the Samoan dragon, used last week on Sportswire. And the road Oos is paved with a great foundation. I agree on all that. Speaking of people that are here, my buddy Barry Gutman. Barry, of course, is so long of a friend of mine that he remembers when I didn't have mutton chops. And Barry did a YouTube show today, and he did it when nobody was around. So go follow Barry on YouTube. He's trying to get to 100 subs. I'm trying to help him get a new gaming chair. Barry, I'll send you a donation over the weekend. You'll get another one from me. At this point, I should probably just buy him the chair, but we'll give him more donations, and he'll get there eventually. But Barry's a hardcore gamer. If you're a gamer out there, you like video games, Barry has a podcast tomorrow, 10 o'clock Eastern time. You want to talk to Barry, Barry will interview you. So if you're out there, that's Barry's channel. Barry's a better host than me. Barry will take over for me on Sportswire. It's time to retire. So maybe you can go do interviews with Barry now, because Barry obviously is a hardcore gamer.
I'm not letting you retire, Tom. Not until we run for president.
I'm not running for anything. I do have a political resume. Barry knows that better than anybody. But we'll move on here. I am bipartisan, though. I've actually worked for both parties. Barry, I think. Can you say the same thing, Barry? I don't remember. But thank you. Hello. Never say never, kids. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Barry Gutman. Well, look at the bright side. Yes, Merry Christmas. Let's go. I think I said that. James, what's my name? Snoop Dogg song. Is that a challenge to tribal combat? We'll see. Me, Jovi, and Tom. I got to get through a couple things. I want to give Jovi a couple things to get through. I promise you I'll do that, but I really want to let Jovi say a few things. Say less could be you. There you go. Selby, I suppose. Jeff, Nads, Freddie. You got a lot of comments tonight. My goodness.
I know. Everyone's fired up. I love it.
I didn't know anybody would show up.
I didn't think so either. It's Christmas. People don't want to spend time with their family. They want to spend time with their Sportswire family, Tom.
Well, you know what? But you did your gifts. I went to the movies in the morning, in the afternoon, and it's like, what else are you going to do? It's already like the day's over. Let's go. Right. Okay, who else we got? That's like calling Cody Stardust. Yeah, Cody might be Stardust. Don't threaten me with a good time. Okay, what's going on here? Aaron Blaze, didn't you make Disney movies? What's hi to Fozzie? Yes, big shout out to Fozzie. What's wrong with Disney? I don't know. Silas, who else we got? Oh, speaking of people that have arrived, the hall monitor of Sportswire Radio has arrived. Justin Parsley. What's wrong with Disney? Or what's wrong with Disney as a grown man?
Yeah.
Justin Parsley. He was in your vlog, by the way.
He was.
He showed up. Ned Flanders. I don't think Ned Flanders is with Disney, though. He's with Fox.
Yeah, I think who runs Fox? I don't even know. He's definitely on the wrong program and the wrong platform.
Well, I'll get to him in a few minutes because we'll let James.
Isn't Simpsons on Disney Plus? I don't remember.
Well, they did a Monday Night Football show a couple weeks ago. Actually, they had the Simpsons on with it, so that is a part of it. Yes, cool. Thank you, Barry, for the emojis. Thank you, Barry. I can't say murder. You can say murder here, but you can't kill anybody on here. Pedophilia is my guest, Justin. I don't know. What are we talking about pedophilia?
Where are we going?
Where are we going? It's Christmas, guys. I think the better question, Justin, is what's wrong with your profile? This isn't Tinder here. Yeah. Why is my best friend still your profile picture? Yeah, we'll go on here. Yes, you can say hello to Justin. He's here. Where are we here? Freddie, clear with the bosses, Summer Bash, Oz versus Fettuccine for my title, the first ever branded Summer Bash death match. Management will handle that. Merry Christmas to Justin Parsley and Happy Hanukkah. I will grab my frying pan and whoop you, Ox.
Oh, no. Wait. Do I own the show now? Oh, Tom, please don't retire. Don't leave me on here.
And I got
he's back.
I got thrown off here. Sorry.
No, it's funny. I just improvised and came up with something funny.
What did you say, by the way?
I was like, oh no, Tom's gone. I can't run this platform by myself, kind of thing.
Well, I want Barry to run it. I'm
not talk show host material yet.
Yeah, what is with I don't know what is with some of these words here. Hello there. Is that Yurik? We talking about corn-fed juggalo?
Yeah, it could be Yurik. I know. Shout out to Yurik, the Viking, the imaginary Viking, by the way.
Hello there, imaginary Viking. Well, I think
there it is, imaginary Viking.
Ox was comparing him to Pokemon. I think that's what he was comparing him on his promos there. That's why I'm glad.
I mean, Yurik is kind of like a Pokemon. He plays Pokemon. I know that.
Well, Ox will definitely catch him, I'm sure. Boy, you know what? You might be here for 3 hours at this rate. I don't want you to be here for 3 hours, but we'll find out. Kyle, shut it. No one wants, let's move on here. Please, let's move on. You're a family. My mother does watch these shows. I don't know. She probably won't watch them anymore after this.
Mama Bryce has sensitive ears, guys. Come on.
She don't really care.
I know. I'm trying to butter it up.
But actually, she might actually say, "Well, what are they talking about now? Get off, get off. Can you imagine those politicians you work for? What they would think about that?" I'm like, "Yeah, they probably would not want to hire me again, but then they will." Yeah, grammar like me, Freddie. Like here we go. Like I said, I'm still figuring out this new tech. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Who else we got? Freddie Daniels, I want you. Sunday, I plan. Uric is better than Ox. Time will tell. Dirty, you already know what time it is. Stop typing with a comb. Do people type with a comb? I don't buy that. I don't know what that meant, Freddie. Barry's giving me an emoji. Whatever, forget about it. Also, what's my name? Snoop Dogg. That's Snoop Dogg. What's my name? Stop, Snoop Doggy Dog.
Snoop Doggy Dog.
Yeah, see, I can sing a little bit, but we'll move on. We don't want to do that because then we'll move on. Mr. Clean, what's my name? Stop dogging me here with these names. Mr. 100, you greasy idiot. Mr. Storm, Jason Storm ain't here. Abraham Storm's here. Do you think there's a way to use an electric brand? What are we talking? We really
I don't know.
People looking for Christmas last minute gifts here on Sportswire. I mean, what? Do somebody want to ask me for a loan? Do you need $20 here? Is that what it is? I mean, do I have to pull out all my Benjamin Franklin? Speaking of people, I have to give a plug. I don't know why he's up at 3:00 in the morning, but I'm going to give him a plug because he's always here, and I'm wondering when is he coming back to Sportswire. He is the UK.
Tribal cheese.
He's the UK version of James Taylor. I mean, I would love to see him and James Taylor because he's the UK version of him. He's got like 10,000 followers on TikTok, 4,000 on YouTube. Instagram, he's got like 7,000. I mean, he's like a big deal. And everybody here hit him a sub. And I don't know why he's up at like 3 a.m.
I just love the concept of the tribal cheese. I think that's a great idea and a great.
Him and James Taylor. I'm waiting for that summit on Sportswire. Thank you, Barry. You got it. What's up, my tribal cheese? Oh, Ox, Ox. Thank you, Ox, for the super chat. I appreciate that, brother. And that's why I'll be donating another 2 tickets to next IMF show. You'll be getting 2. That's right. I always support my people. Thank you, Ox. All hail Sportswire. Thank you. I appreciate that. I plan to continue. All effing hail. Do I recognize? Freddie is a Hall of Famer. He is definitely getting recognized. He is a Sportswire Radio Hall of Famer. Thank you, Collie. I'll tell you what, this has been like, oh my goodness. This has been easily your biggest show in comments. Easily,
yeah.
I think people are like fired up tonight. I think people were like, maybe they had turkey.
They're in the holiday spirit.
I think people were bored. Maybe they didn't want to be with their families. I don't know, but I'm glad to hear
the family.
Justin Parsley. I don't know who's the emoji? Is that the guy that killed the CEO in Manhattan? Is that what the guy looks like?
Kind of looks like Bob's from Bob's.
Here, he is here. Mephisto is here. There we go.
Yeah.
The champ is here. That was funny. This has been a wild one tonight. I feel like we're doing the wave on sports. You know, this is like when they do the wave. The comments tonight is like the wave right now. There's 20 minutes on comments so far. Tom, give Jovi the show again. Well, I want to give him the platform. It's time to retire. I disappeared because my Wi-Fi has been weird. Drew, yeah, somebody will take $20. I figured that. Everybody will take $20. The real Storm is here, you meant to say. Well, I mean, Jason Storm, I'm sure, would have an issue with that. He'll definitely have an issue with that. But that's the Tribal Cheeses page. Go give him a sub. We might be almost done with comments. I don't see no Storm. It's 3:00 in the UK. In the UK, it's 3:07 a.m. That's why I said that. It's UK, but close enough. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. We love Kyle. Kyle's good. I stand with Luigi. No comment. We're not endorsing that. What Luigi did was a horrible thing. And, I really will leave the justice system to handle that itself. Luigi was caught. Yes, he was. He was caught in Pennsylvania. And I actually will say it here real quick. When he killed that guy, it was I had a job I was doing for a while, doing like, let's just say like some voice work, almost kind of, not quite like voiceover work, but it was kind of like sort of like voiceover work, believe it or not. And where he killed that guy was like 5 blocks from where I worked for like the last month, like twice a week. Like 5 blocks. Like, I know where that place is. I was like, people were asking me, hey, did you see it? And I was like, no, it was like 5 hours before I showed up. I was in bed.
Yeah.
But thank you here. Merry Christmas to America's resident rock star. Thank you very much. All right. I think I finally got through those comments. Boy, Shawn, Jovi, that was a lot. But, I got to ask you here, I talked a lot about your year. I talked about James Taylor. He'll come up here at the end of the show in about 20 or so minutes. But so we talked about Summer Bash. I see Summer Bash here in the chat. I see everybody, excited about next year, and the weather's going to be warmer. We're almost there. I know it's cold now where you are, most parts of the world in the country, but it'll be sooner than you know it. It'll be July. So I'm wondering, Shawn Jovi, I mean, you've obviously been a GBYWN guy. You were part of Summer Bash here. You were part of the IMFWC Super Show battle that we had last fall. I see Silas is going to be wrestling at Chase Wakefield's Wedding Invitational. I'm sure Chase should invite you to that, but he may not even survive knowing what Silas will do. So I won't even ask you about that. But so, what do you think about what you'd want to do? You addressed something on your vlog a few weeks ago. And I mean, should I ask you the question of if they build it, they will come?
That's exactly what it is, Tom. You see, I've been putting out these teasers on the RCW Facebook page, written in the stars. The pieces of history of backyard and underground wrestling that are written in the stars and the memories in our hearts. There's a lot of those. There's a lot of great history in backyard and underground, whether people realize it or not. And I think it's time to make history once again. So I don't have a set in stone thing for this, but I am working very rapidly around the clock for it. But I've been hinting at a super show for a while, and I think it's about damn time that we get to the end game and do it.
I think also, why not with your history, with your pedigree? I mean, why not do something? Why not add something? I see all these different things popping up. Chase Wakefield's Wedding Invitational. NEW's doing, I think they're doing the All Wrestling Matters and the Riot in the Ring again. At least one of them. They already announced it. We have Summer Bash again. I mean, I know that Silas was talking about Best in the Yard a few days ago on Sportswire. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are a part of different things, and there's a lot of different things popping up next year, but why not add something else? I kind of look at these things. I was watching something earlier today. For those that are basketball fans, there was a guy, Penny Hardaway, who played in the NBA. He was an electric player, kind of like an Aaron Blaze, a D'Angelo LaFlame, an Anthony Steele type of guy in the NBA all those years ago. And he was talking about the All-Star game. And I kind of think that these super shows, in a way, should be like our All-Star games. I want to see the very best in IMF. I want to see the best in, different places, whether it's ROEW, DKW, DBW, TF Crew, NEW, LBYW, FBW, STBW. You worked with them, and WC, certainly your company, and anybody that's out there, BTW, most certainly. I want to talk BTW on Monday show, but YBW, all these different companies that are here.
There's so many. There's not 100 some like GBYWN had, but we still have a solid chunk of people that could show up somewhere
20,
and put on some of the best matches imaginable to mankind.
Yeah, I mean, what is there, like 20 companies out there? VTW's out there. I mean, you got NUW. You got, Kyle's company, UCA. You want to throw that in there? I mean, there's just a lot of companies out there that I would love to see a part of something like this. I mean, I just think, to me, why not give people opportunities? I don't know.
And that's what
thing still, but I mean, why not just give people more chances and such?
You see, that's kind of what I did when I kind of rebuilt the RCW structure and made it a roaming federation, kind of like PWF is right now. That was kind of my goal, but unlike a federation that gives it to the big bulky guy or gives the big one to the guys who are the most believable, I'm a fan of the underdogs, and you know that, Tom.
Yep.
I'm always a fan of the underdog story, and that's why we have champions in the past like Freddie Daniels. People overlooked like King Josiah.
JoJo Jackson,
JoJo Jackson. Really phenomenal talent. And we're only just scratching the surface here of people that could run the next generation of backyard and underground. And that's what I want to build RCW around, is the future, because back then the future was me, and I'm in the now. Why not pass that on?
You're not going to be here, but you know what, though? You're not going to be here forever. And that was
exactly
with the GBYWN. I know Rad's here on Saturday, but there wasn't a torch that was really passed. And I think
there really wasn't.
No, there
And
wasn't a past. That was torched, for
that's the shame of it all. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty much one of the last outlaws of the GBYWN that still compete in the yard.
maybe Jake Dvorak was around during that. Was
Jake
he?
Dvorak was around. I heard that Jack Delta was. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't
No,
remember.
everyone I've asked didn't know about that, but I mean, there's not very many left, and if they did, they came in at the tail end, at the very
Yeah,
end.
I think Delta might have been at
I
the
was the only
very.
original, as far as I know, that still
Yeah,
goes.
yeah. I think Jake Dvorak. I don't know. He was around.
Dvorak came in late, I think.
Yeah,
I
I
saw he
think.
wrestled for ICW, which I had no idea until we talked
Yeah,
about
so
it.
I would say you and Dvorak. I mean Delta. I don't know. I'll let Delta answer
Yeah,
that question. But I mean, the point is that right now we've got we got all these great names, like like even I'm looking at like James Taylor, which is
right.
great, but he's not going to be wrestling in 7 years from now.
Right. It's all about passing the torch to the
The
new
next,
era. And it sucks that the torch from GBYWN wasn't handed down to somebody to lead the next generation. Because for, I don't know, almost 10 years, there was almost nothing on the wrestling radar for Backyard. Everyone was doing their own thing and pretty privately, and no one did anything.
well, I
I
think a
thought
lot of things.
GBYWN was the last of it.
I think a lot of things happen into that. I think people obviously old, they age out. I think people go
Most of them
indie.
are actually pro now. Like they've
That was
either
that was
got
my next line. You go indie, you go and you go pro, and your yard. You kind of ignore your yard run, and I think that that's a common thing. Look, we've seen it here. There's certain guys here that are, I've seen that are going pro and going indie, and to go to say you're a yarder, it's like this dirty stain, and But I think that we have a generation. I see people from the promo wrestling world that have come in here. I see they've made a huge impact. Nathaniel Rage, who's also a wrestler. I've seen a bunch of different people that come in. I look at what STBW has done, certain guys. I look at Nolan Money McDermott.
yeah.
I look at Judas. I look at Trey Mysticality. I look at Magnum Carter of YBW. I look at what Mr. Brightside's done to reinvent himself. I look at Il Drago. I look at Felix Jones, by the way. I look at him.
Felix Jones is a prodigy.
I look at Holden Holloway, Alex Cross, objectively speaking. They're young guys that I think that they bring a lot to the table. I think that there's a lot of people that maybe at your show that might get an opportunity that if they wanted to, they maybe wouldn't have got elsewhere, which goes along with the RCW, I think, thing you've reinvented or reignited.
Right, reignited. And speaking of reignited, I don't have it yet, but as people may have seen, the RCW title has seen better days lately. It's kind of falling apart. I have a new one on order. Original design. Never seen before. It's not like a WWE knockoff belt or any of those. No, this is an original design created by yours truly. So I am very excited for it to come in, and I will reveal it as soon as I can when it comes in. But there is going to be a new RCW World Underground Championship design coming in the very near future.
But let me ask you, though, this question. We're here with Shawn Jovi, the resident rock star. He's only 3 subscribers away from 800. We got 4 tonight.
Yeah,
So right now, I got
phenomenal.
you 4.
Thank you.
I got you 4. I need 3 more from you tonight. I need 3 more people out there. I got 45 people watching, actually more like 50. Do me a favor, hit a sub or tell your friends. Get this guy to 800. Let's get him there. I'm going to get him to 1,000. I will drag, if I can, as many people as I can to get this guy there. But so we're going to have this show, right? You want to do it at some point, but like, is there a timetable? Is there a where? Is there, like, what would you have in mind?
So I don't have anything set in stone yet. Like I said, I'm looking at dates. I kind of want to correspond it far enough advance. Hell, I might even do it in 2026, just so I have the opportunity to get whatever talent I can to get in on this.
There's a lot of talent here right now.
There's a lot of talent here right now, but the world's not going anywhere, hopefully. So
I'd like to survive
what's the year of preparation?
Unless you know something I don't.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I'm not a time traveler, no matter what intergalactic bull crap I talk about. But
yeah, and I have people here waving, saying that they would be interested. I have people.
Oh yeah, anyone who is interested, hit me up. We'll discuss a plan. Like I said, I want to make this work.
There's a couple guys I'll connect you. I'll send you Silas on Facebook and Instagram. I think
Yeah.
Silas would be a guy you'd get along with very well. I
Right.
think
I want to find an actual venue. If not, try and use my yard. I mean, I've done shows in my yard already. But like, I'm just kind of working out the kinks as far as the date goes.
but I
I'm
think a new
expecting
but I
fall
think a
or
young and old
2020, early
but I
2026.
think a mix of people would be good. I think
It
that
would be. That's what we
what we
want.
saw with Summer Bash, what we saw with WCE and STBW, what we saw I think with the Riot in the Ring, I think the All Wrestling Matters hardcore tournament, I think what Chase Wakefield's
Yeah.
doing next year. I think I'm a believer in I want to see people get opportunities. So I'd love to see young people and
Right.
older people or guys that are in the now to get those opportunities. But that also reminds me of like the All Wrestling Matters World Underground Championship. And D'Angelo the Flame, he's the
Yeah.
champion. But one of my New Year's resolutions is that I love D'Angelo, but I'd love to see him defend that championship because I see a
Yeah,
lot of people here.
absolutely.
I see Freddie Daniels, I see Crenson, I see Walker, I see even Ox, I see Shelby, I see all these different people. Drago. I mean, there's a long list of people. James Taylor, who says he's got 10 more years. I'll let him just say what he wants on that. But Abraham Storm. I got all these other people here, and I think that the All Wrestling Matters World Underground Championship should be defended. And I think it should be
It
defended in
needs to.
2025. And if I have to do something to like get that out there, I love D'Angelo, but
Yeah.
the title needs to be defended. This title needs to be defended.
Right, it does. And that's one of the things I've been thinking about is I'm not exactly sure what's going on with D'Angelo. I know that
He's
he's doing some
training.
training, and
He's
I
training.
think he suffer an injury or something at one
He got
point.
injured. He came back. There was some other things,
Yeah,
behind.
it's one of those things where it's not like he doesn't have a time to breathe and recover from it, and be able to do things. So I do agree we need either a new champion or a title defense in the very near future.
And I think that there's a lot of worthy people, and
There's a
I
ton
just
of worthy
I look
people.
at Judas, I see McDermott, I see Shelby, I see Drago, I see Felix, I see Silas, I see Wake. There's so many people. Whether you do a tournament to determine the number one contender, or whether you have this title defended at your show or Summer Bash again, or
Right.
somewhere else. I just think that it should be defended because I think it's All Wrestling Matters. D'Angelo's been a great representative, but I think that it's time to, do something with that.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I mean, Silas has even told me that it could be defended at the Wakefield Wedding Invitation. It could be. I mean, Aaron
It
Blaze and
could be.
D'Angelo is a possibility if D'Angelo holds
I
on.
would like him to defend it ASAP because it's just collecting dust at this point.
Yeah,
And
he
that's
defended
not
it.
a belt
Yeah.
that I spent the money on and put on this platform to show that all wrestling matters. We
Yeah.
need it. We need to have it active. Like
So I
there's
think
no said.
so I know he defended it at a show they had a super show in New York it was in Buffalo. He defended it against a guy, Mickey Vargas, great guy, great talent. He defended it there,
Okay.
but that was 2 months ago. So he had to defend
Yeah.
it. And then, certain
Okay.
things
I didn't even
happened.
know he defended it. Yeah, that's awesome
Yeah,
that he at least did
it was
it.
the show we promoted it here like once, but it wasn't like as promoted as maybe it should. Was certain things, guys were
Yeah.
injured and out, so it was one of those kind of. I think he was supposed to have defended it at the Backyard Havoc, and then the Havoc, there was certain things that happened. Guys got hurt and other things there. So to be fair, he was supposed to have defended it again. But I think the time has come that whether it's at the Wakefield Wedding Invitational or somewhere else, he should most certainly defend that. But that also, before I get to my James Taylor thing at the end of the show, which will be worth us checking out in a few minutes. Rad Dad is here Saturday. Rad Dad is the GBYWN champion. He's the GTS Legacy YouTube champion. He's going to be now competing for the TF Crew Championship coming up this Saturday. He's also at the Chase Field Wedding Invitational. He's also wrestling there with the Stepdads, and he'll see some of the guys here on Sportswire. Justin Parsley is going to be there, but he's not wrestling. I know it's a weird story, but Rad's here on Saturday. Would you like to? Well, would you like to go? I mean,
I definitely wouldn't be able to find my way over there, but
what would it take for you to be for there? What would it take for you to get there? What would it take for you? If I can help you,
where's it at again?
Pennsylvania. What do I need to do to help
that
you
makes
get there?
sense.
What would I need?
Honestly, Pennsylvania is one of like the states that has eluded me from backyard
And
wrestling.
have you been there
I've
before?
never been to Pennsylvania in my life.
I'll tell you what, Shawn Jovi, it's Christmas, right? It's Christmas. I promised you a Christmas gift, right? It's Christmas, right? And I'm glad that you brought this up because I know Silas is here, and I think Mr. Walker, he has a lot of respect for you. And I think Mr. Wakefield, despite the axe he held yesterday on his documentary, that he has a lot of respect for you as well. But if you'd like to go to this Chase Wakefield wedding invitational, and it's Christmas, right? I will personally make sure you get there. I tell you, I will personally make sure it's Christmas. So if you want to go there, Mr. Jovi, whatever it costs, I'll get you there. I'll
Wow.
get you there. Merry Christmas. If you
Thank
want to
you.
go, you really want to go.
I mean, just send
be
me
a
all
part
the
of it?
details. I don't remember all the details. It
Well,
was
I'll
more
tell you
about
what.
what happened.
I'll get you in touch with Mr. Walker because Mr. Walker, I'm sure, will get you in touch with Mr. It's if Mr. Wakefield even has a wedding at this point because Mr. Walker might run it. But it is Christmas, and if you want to go, you said Pennsylvania, right? Just to remind me, Pennsylvania is a place that you haven't gone in your BYWN career. Is that correct?
Correct. Never got to go to SWC. Never got to do anything for Golden Triangle, even though I wanted to last year.
Mm-hmm.
I've just never been able to get out there. Like, it's just the Greyhound schedule's a nightmare for that. And I don't know anybody willing to drive me all the way like 12 plus hours.
I can't drive you, but I tell you what, I don't know
the planes are kind of scary for me too, because like I had a blood clot problem in 2019. And it was because of a plane flight. So like flying, I'm kind of like sketched on.
Okay.
But like I'm not opposed to it. I'm like,
well,
if it's for a good cause, I'll definitely do it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will help you get there. I don't think the plane's going to cost $10,000. I'm sure.
God, I would not think.
I mean,
so.
I could still do that for you, but I definitely, if you'd like to be a part of it, if you'd like to be a part of that history, it's Christmas, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. And Merry Christmas to you. I'm glad I could be on the show.
Well,
be here tonight because
I'm sure
it's been
Mr.
an honor.
Wakefield, I'm sure he wouldn't have a problem if there was, a way for you to get there, and I made you have a little, let's just say, help to get there. If I gave you a little boost to get there, I'm sure Mr. Wakefield wouldn't turn you away. I can almost be pretty certain of that, and I'm sure he'll let you in the building.
All right. Hey, if we can make it happen, then let's make it happen.
And anything you want to say to Rad? Maybe it'd be nice to see you and Rad reunited, right? I mean,
that's one of the biggest things. And I know Rad and I we've talked a lot, especially since we've kind of rekindled our friendship through your platform. And honestly, one thing I want to do before I hang up my boots is to possibly one day, it could be at the Chase Wakefield wedding, it could be at Summer Bash, it could be at my show whenever I hold it. I've always said, Tom, that I want to face the very best and learn from the very best that the Yard and Underground has ever had to offer. And Rad Dad Badley Belmont is literally the biggest piece of that puzzle. The largest piece of that puzzle, because he's not only the GBYWN world champion, he's done so much for the community, more than I could ever dream of doing.
He wrestled the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh yeah, and let's talk about his things in the backyard community. Backyard Wrestling Weekly. He did the amount of time he put into that show goes miles beyond what I've done for Jovi's vlog.
No, you've done a lot for Jovi.
I've done a lot for it, but
I'm not going to allow.
The amount of commitment he had. Hang on, there we go. But the amount of commitment he had to doing those shows every week and cover every backyard fed. I wanted to do something like that last year, and I just thought about it. I was like, how the hell did he even do that? Like, that's crazy. You would have to watch every single product over these hundreds of federations.
I watched a lot of feds. I can tell you.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of time to invest in.
I understand it. Listen,
it's a lot.
I watch a lot of feds. There's some feds I watch, and I'm like, I'm fired up, and others, I'm watching. I'm definitely watching it, and I think there's an appreciation for them. But I think there's no question that he put the time in for sure.
Yeah, he put a lot of time, and I saw think there was a comment that went up, yeah, that one there, and a few others that said, I'm one of the hard, yeah, that one.
You
That's the
are.
one.
That's why I'm
And
going to
that's
help you
why
get there. I'll
in
help you
some
get there.
ways, and I don't want to like toot my own horn.
You
I
can toot
like
your
to
own horn.
consider myself the rad hazard of this generation.
I think you are. And that's why I want you there. I want you there. I like you to get a moment with Rad Dad. So I'm going
I
to
would
help
like
you.
that.
I'm going to help you get there. Merry Christmas. I'm going to help you get there.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom. And I want that match to happen one day with me and Rad. We had a triple threat match
Yeah.
in 2009. That was cool, but we were all green and we were all new back then. The things that we can do now between him and I versus him and I in 2009, completely different ball game. I was the worst of the worst. I was the ultimate reject in GBYWN, and now I'm a darling in this platform.
You are.
Imagine how that happens. You go from like the worst thing ever. You go from the literal nightmare of somebody to talk to or deal with, and now you're just the most loved and
because you
for
put
figure.
the work. Because you put the work and you
Exactly
did the work. That's why you're here, and that's why I can't wait to see you back there in August with Rad Dad. I can't wait when you do your super show and you put your rage toward that super show, and you get to have a moment where Rad Dad is going to headline. Mark my words, Rad Dad, when you do your super show, he's going to headline your super show, because I'm going to ask him that. I'm going to ask him that question. And you know, Rad Dad's wrestling next Saturday, and I already donated one ticket for somebody to go watch Rad Dad in the ring. So you better believe I'm going to ask Rad Dad any question that I'm going to want, and he's going to answer any question that I'm going to ask him to. Because after all, I'm putting butts in the seats for him. So he knows that if I want to see Shawn Jovi have a super show in 2025 in the great state of Wisconsin, I know that Rad Dad's going to be there and Rad Dad's going to headline it. And I know if Chase Wakefield survives from Silas Walker this Saturday and has his own wedding invitational, that if Chase Wakefield's going to have it, he's got to have Shawn Jovi there. And he's got to have that moment of Rad Dad and Shawn Jovi one more time. Merry Christmas.
Yes. Thank you, Tom. Everything you do has purpose, and this is the biggest purpose of them all. You see, Rad, him and I, we go back. I was in the radical movement with him. I actually found this old picture of me, some other guy, and him. We were all in the ring as the radical movement, and they were all smiles holding their big gold WWE title replicas. That were whatever belts they were at the time, and I was just standing there, no title, like unamused as hell with a wig on. It was the and people were making the meme of Shawn Jovi is not amused, and
certainly Bret Michaels, I'm sure, of Poison could relate to that.
I was the only one without a belt. I couldn't be amused, but yeah, I'll have to show you that picture sometime.
I would love to see that for your next appearance. I would love to see that.
I sent it to Rad the other day, and he got a good laugh off. I'm like, oh my god, I remember that.
I agree. No, I totally agree, and I agree with Silas. Being an editor is not an easy thing.
Yeah, it's a lot, especially when you taught yourself everything. I never took a class for it.
And before James does come on, did Dory Funk really wrestle this year in Japan? Did Dory Funk really wrestle a match in Japan? No, Dory Funk has got to be what, 80, 82 at this point? Did he? And who would sanction that? I mean, who would sanction? I mean, I know it's Dory Funk, but like Flair barely got sanctioned to wrestle 2 years ago. I mean, did he really? He wrestled
2 years ago already. Jeez.
Flair was 2+ years ago now.
Yeah, I was had to been more than that.
Dory Funk, he said, and against Onita. And let me check Dory Funk before James is going to come, because I know James.
Yeah, that's a fact check I want to see there.
I got to see Dory Funk Jr. How old is Dory Funk Jr.? 83. Okay, 83. 83 in the ring. 83. And how did he look, by the way? How did he look, Ox? 83? I mean, wow, 83. Okay, well, you know what? I mean, God bless. Well, I want to wrestle at 100. They better sanction. I'll put another ring in my yard. You try telling. Yeah.
Another story that Kyle Shelby actually mentioned. I saw a little bit higher up in the chat a while back. He mentioned BXW.
Okay, where am I pulling that up?
If you want to put that one up.
I'll put it up.
Yeah. I don't remember where it was, but BX. It was when they were doing the age comparisons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
I'll keep coming.
Yeah, it's.
Oh,
Well,
I got it.
Yep. So the old man in BXW, John the King Keller, old guy. I don't remember if he like owned the building they were wrestling at or what. I don't know much about BXW, but I remember seeing it. Yeah, that guy was like 80, 90 year old, and he won Radley Belmont's BBW World Title.
Well, there's a guy at the Indies right now. Is it Mike Sanders or Mike Jackson? He's like 73. He was on Impact. He wrestled Trey Miguel a year and a half ago for the what was the X Division title, I think. He was like in the Indies. So I mean,
yeah, it was kind of cool seeing Rad Dad wrestle like a 70-year-old man, though. It was kind of crazy.
The Rock and Roll. Well, the Rock and Roll Express are pretty close to 70. I mean,
yeah, that is fair. I can't believe they're still going, but
yeah,
they're a timeless act at this point.
You know what? They're big draws in the indie circuit. You know, they can make a couple $1,000 a show, and they put a lot of butts in the seats. And I think they had the AEW appearance too, right? Yes, I did. Action Mike Jackson. Thank you very much for that. I think I got the name right the second time. Mike Jackson. Look him up. The dude's in a singlet, and he's like 73. And
crazy.
He's still wrestling. Yeah, in Alabama. Yeah, he's I think was he not mentioned, Tilly, was he not mentioned on one of the indie shows that AWL worked with? I mean, I could be wrong on that. So all right, so you know what? I got Rad Saturday, 9:30. I'll mention you. I'm going to tell Rad that you're coming to the Wakefield wedding invitation. I'm going to make sure you personally get there. Merry Christmas. So I'm sure Rad will certainly enjoy that. I'm sure we'll talk a lot about this tonight. Your super show. Father Time and UPW is up there in age 2. Yep, that's true. But I think because we're getting toward the end of the show, and I know he's got an announcement, I'm sure it'll be a hee-hee, ha-ha moment. Right. I'm going to bring him in, the man that you met live, flesh in the wound. It is Christmas after all, and it wouldn't be Christmas without the ROW owner.
There he is.
Legendary Nemesis James Taylor. Oh, hell yeah. Merry Christmas, James Taylor.
Merry Christmas to you, Tom. You act like you don't want me here, but that's all right.
No, I was wanting to save the best for last because you have an announcement. Listen, Jovi, I wanted to let him have his moment. You got plenty.
This is definitely Jovi's moment.
We got. By the way, tomorrow, I'm sure you might be here tomorrow, so I'm sure we'll have plenty to catch up with over the next few days.
How so?
You'll find out. Stay tuned.
Oh God.
Oh Lord.
I'd like to say first of all, it was an honor to be on your show, Mr. Jovi, and I watched it, and it came out really good. I like the fact that you actually, because I was thinking about it when I came in, and everybody came up to meet me. That was a cool moment. So thank you for recording that.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome getting to meet you. I never would have thought. First time I saw you on the screen a couple years ago, I was like, oh, he seems like a nice guy. Wonder if I'll ever meet him.
Years ago. Almost.
And then the Never Say Never Kid thing happened, and then eventually you came, and it was great, dude. I'm glad you came to IMF. I'd love to see you come back sometime.
Yeah, we were talking about that tonight. How it was good to see you on a big stage.
It was good to see you in a ring, for the first time in person.
Yeah, not once, but twice you saw me live, is what you told me, right? But hey,
we
can't take away the fact of Shawn's match with Mr. Steele. I know we can't really talk about it till it's aired, but that was a banger. Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure that they banged each other.
3 doors down, 3, the trifecta lived up to it. I'll say that.
I'm sure they banged each other around, and they've got the marks on their bodies to do it.
I would like to, before it's that time, maybe one day, even if it's friendly competition, one-on-one, Shawn Jovi, James Taylor in a matchup. That'd be a hell of a matchup. What do you think of that?
Oh, it would. It really would. And I'd be honored to share the ring with you, my friend.
Likewise. Definitely.
Like I said, I want to face some of the best out there. And James, after all the years, you are still one of the best out there. And I would love to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny, James. Shawn Jovi basically confirmed verbatim what Gabe Sayer said about you. Gabe said exactly the same thing that Shawn Jovi said. So you have more people confirming about James Taylor and who he was and what you did out there. I mean, 2 men that one got a chance to see you in the ring, the other that wrestled you and Gabe.
Mm-hmm. mutual respect, and I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And these guys, they got their talents too, and they do what they do best, and that's why I'm a fan of them and I watch them. And so, Shawn, you got my support no matter what.
Thank you.
And look forward to locking up with you one day. I really hope we can.
Oh baby,
Oh,
baby,
man.
what a
Maybe
moment.
2025 will be a year of Jovi after all.
You know what? I mean, that would be
Same.
hell would be frozen over. Shawn, Jovi, and James. I mean, this would be like, Hogan and The Rock, Austin and Hogan, if they would have had a moment together. I mean, this would be, an unbelievable opportunity should this happen. I mean, I think a lot of people would just, they would love to see it. I mean, they would love to see you back and you with Jovi. It just, would be an unbelievable moment. Historic. It would be historic.
It'd be an honor for sure. So I came on here. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too, by the way, and Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat. But I was talking with a friend of mine. Yes, I say a friend of mine.
All right.
Believe it or not, and I sent Tom a link to.
I do have the link.
Video,
I don't know what the link is like, so yes, I do.
It's a special video I had made for Mr. Soldier GP and Justin Parsley for Winter Clash. And if you wouldn't mind rolling it for me,
I would love to play that. And I know it is Christmas. And by the way, before I do want to give one plug because Hillbilly Tilly did want me to show for the audience. That is Mike Jackson, by the way, in the ring. That is
He also wrestled at New South Pro Wrestling. So
yeah, I mean, it's amazing that this guy is 73, and he's in a singlet, and he wrestled, and he moves really good. I watched his match. Like I said, he had a little run in TNA, and the guy is like a hell of a talent. I mean, like, wow. I mean, this guy is, 73, and we're talking about you being old. And we know Aaron Blaze is old on Monday show. Aaron Blaze is like 19. I'm old.
That guy's got 30 years on me.
Oh yeah, he looks like he's got 60 years on you. But so for the audience, could I now, as it is Christmas, we're getting ready to close the show. Could it be obviously okay now with you, sir, if I played this video?
It's okay with me. Is it okay with Mr. Jovi?
Yeah. Feel free.
I'm sure Jovi.
You're here to play it. I have no objection.
Okay, so let's play it here for the audience. Let's go like this. Go like that.
Now, I'm receiving this a little bit after
you have to start it over.
I don't know
okay.
How your triple threat match with.
I don't know. Okay. I didn't realize. Okay.
Is that?
Can you full screen it?
Did I say Nemesis James Taylor? Now, I'm receiving this a little bit after Winter Clash. So, hell, I don't know how your triple threat match with Soulja GP or Justin Oregano, Justin Garnish, or Justin whatever the hell. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. I don't know how that match went. What I do know, Nemesis, is after 25 friggin' years of experience, whether it be backyard, whether it be at a union hall, whether it be in a high school, or whether it be at the tippy top of our industry, 25 years, man, that stands for something. So Nemesis, here is my wish for you. First off, be safe. I always worry about those that say they have a backyard background. Just be safe, my man. Second, to everyone in the PWF, Soulja, PFC, so whatever the hell your name is, Justin Parsley, Justin Garnish, Justin Oregano, whatever the hell your name is, be ready. Nemesis, he's on the way. Oh, he's on the way.
Oh my God!
That's Maven, right?
That's Maven.
Now,
you gotta watch this one more time.
I'm receiving this a little bit after Winter Clash, so hell, I don't know how your triple threat match with Soulja GP or
legendary
Justin
WWE Great Maven.
Oregano, Justin Garnish, or Justin whatever the hell. Does it matter? No, it doesn't.
Hit the top right corner.
I don't know how that match went. What I do know, Nemesis, is after 25 friggin' years of experience, whether it be backyard, whether it be at a union hall, whether it be in a high school, or whether it be at the tippy top of our industry, 25 years, man, that stands for something. So Nemesis, here is my wish for you. First off, be safe. I always worry about those that say they have a backyard background. Just be safe, my man. Second, to everyone in the PWF, Soldier, PFC, so whatever the hell your name is, Justin Parsley, Justin Garnish, Justin Oregano, whatever the hell your name is, be ready. Nemesis, he's on the way. Oh, he's on the way.
Oh,
Hey, James,
hell
should I say
yeah!
Nemesis
Oh, my
or James
God.
Taylor?
Hell has frozen over. Merry Christmas, everybody. Maven has had a message for Soldier GP and Justin Parsley ahead of Winter Clash. And could this be a sign of things to come for the Nemesis, James Taylor? Oh, hell yeah!
Oh man, that's exciting. Yeah, I mean that's really cool. I've seen cameos over the years like that, and I think they're really cool. Danhausen sent me one for my birthday a while back, and I know Sick Rick had Kurt Angle do one on Marcus Senafonte last year before the reunion show. So I always think those cameos and things like that are really cool, and that's really cool that Maven got to do that, and even address the backyard thing. I know, people frown upon the yard. Yeah, but I think it's kind of cool that Maven went out and did that kind of shout out.
I think he had reasons.
Well, yeah, he probably got paid to do it, but
you shouldn't have said that on the air.
I didn't mean to say it on the air.
Here's a fun fact. Payola
is illegal. A payola is illegal in radio.
Here's a fun fact. Maven's not on Cameo, so
he's not on Cameo. Well, I suppose it would have the.
He actually follows me on TikTok.
Really?
I met him.
He's got more followers than even Cora Jade.
Well, I mean that makes sense because
subscribers on YouTube. He's got over 500,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh wow, that's really cool, dude. Because I was actually kind of curious about that because normally it would have a cameo watermark on the video, and it didn't have one. So, hey, that's cool, man. I mean, I love Soulja, but that's a really cool video. I'll say that.
Merry Christmas to you. So, Merry Christmas to
Soulja says, just like you, Taylor, Maven a loser too, and he's not in the Christmas spirit after seeing that. He's definitely not in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
And I will not believe you didn't pay him. It's a great moment, and Kyle Shelby now wants wants to be on Face Off. I don't know if we're talking Face Off just yet about Kyle Shelby, but never say never, kid, right?
Yeah, never say never. Maybe I could face off.
Y'all just love those 4 words that I came up with.
Well, you got to put it on a shirt. RWW shirt. RWW management, you own them. You got to do that. But I'm excited to see the second match, when we see it on the IMF's page. And, it's really what a way to end Christmas. I mean, Shawn Jovi has just talked about so many great things tonight, maybe his greatest appearance yet. Yeah. James Taylor, the legendary Nemesis, who a complete contrast compared to one other guy that showed up, that's Shawn Jovi. So that was also a legend once upon a time. Said he wrestled in a WWE ring, and just obviously complete opposite.
I love that remark.
Yeah, that guy, he wrestled in WWE though, but he wrestled in WWE. He had the matches, but nobody can see it though. I mean, but he said that, he said that and said a lot about you and said a lot about this platform, but we're not going to mention his name, said this is all BS and that we all shame people. And that's what he admittedly didn't watch.
That's old news.
News. He's a bum. He's a bum. I'm sure somebody will tell him this and, he'll complain and,
he's a crumb bum.
Yeah, well, but you showed the complete opposite. That the way you conduct yourself, right. Guys all verified how great you were, whereas that other individual, guys said the opposite. So it shows you that you didn't come into it. This isn't advice. This is advice for all the wrestlers. This is advice.
There's putting the work in. There's
and you put the work in, but also going and doing the right thing, shaking hands with everybody in the locker room, addressing yourself, introducing yourself. And going about it in a way that, hey, I might have 140,000 followers, but you know what? I'm here still, and I'm just like everybody else. And I think that shows that's a message that, from whether the janitor to the guy at the top, treat everybody the same way. Treat people the way that you want to be treated. Amen. That's really what it comes down to. And you did that. You did that with Gabe. Gabe said the same thing with him. And you did it here this was an IMF locker room that didn't know you. These are guys that not all of them watch Sportswire every show, but they saw you flesh in the wound, and I think that we'll see Winter Clash. But the way you conducted yourself, that's the way you show up to anywhere in life. That's the way, unlike, again, not to go into details, with that one individual that showed up and then pestered everybody about Summer Bash, and then he shamed everybody on it. And then what he did somewhere else, and what he said, Merry Christmas, that individual, but what he said about this platform, and he said all wrestling now was BS, all that stuff. No. You're the BSer. You're the BSer. That's why you're never coming back here. You're not being mentioned. You're done.
That's why I'm glad that Shawn recorded what he did, because that's proof that I was not there to step on anybody's toes. I was there to show my respect, and if anything, earn theirs. And I think I earned a lot of those guys' respect. So there it is.
Think that shows to the testament of your character, the testament on how many hours you drove, the testament on where you were coming from, your situation. And I can't wait to watch this match. It's going to be of epic proportions. The way you can watch that match is the IMF Wrestling's YouTube page. And I can't wait. I tell you what, to me, people can talk about all they want, but to me, it's all put to bed. It's all been finished, and I just think that the best is yet to come. I think, Shawn Jovi, your 2025 is going to be even better. James Taylor, boy, I don't even know what this means for ROEW. I'm going to definitely speculate that with you, definitely on a different time here. It is Christmas, and I just want everybody to go. Yes, want to say something?
Oh, ROEW staying on top still, I promise.
But I'm going to ask you at a different day very soon about that there. Also, Facebook, yes, IMF Wrestling Facebook. And before I go, let me put up the IMF's YouTube link before we sign off here. Because you know what? I got to do it because the IMF, just what a great show. This is why I'm so excited about the future of the IMF. And I'm so excited for the next month's show. I can't wait. You can't wait. It should
be up in a few days. So I'm working on it.
And we'll talk about it when that time comes. And James, I'm just so happy you got to be in a ring in a place that treated you the way they did and not complained, or were in front of a live crowd with a lot of people and they're putting the match up. It's not taking 3 years. They're not obviously fighting to show the match. Remember, James, you were in that last place. We had to fight to put it up, and it was like a whole thing. And then, you were told how you politicked with the cosplayers and the cross-dressing supporters that are in TBW, and them. And then they said everything about you. You wouldn't show up and wrestle the one guy with the world title and the other guy with a midget twerp and the other guy who calls himself a painmaker, doesn't know anything, going around and said you can't be worked with, all this different stuff. That's all put to bed. And that's all why nobody should ever again from this platform have anything to do, especially with those individuals, even locking us out of the PWF Facebook page. I mean, there's no question that company, they're going to get theirs. Revenge will be served, I have no doubt. But it's good to see that you were in a company that recognized your stature, used your promotion to your ability, and you helped give the rub to that company's talent. And I couldn't be more happier about that. I couldn't be more happier about the IMF and the future of it, your career, ROEW's, Shawn Jovi stuff. And I just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. And thank you, everybody. And no, not you, Kyle Shell. I know what you do, and we love you, Kyle, but we're talking about one individual that, let's just say, Ric Flair 1986 happened, and you ain't that. Gosh. Let's just put it that way. There's one guy there that he's the guy that runs things over there in the company with the sycophants, and he's the one that said all these things, and he's the one that said, don't even address what's going on there. But we're not gonna mention their names. That's the past. We're going to 2025. So the 2024, that's being put to bed. That is definitely being put to bed, because now we are looking forward to some great stuff. We got Rad Dad coming here. We got more stuff. We got a lot of great things ahead in the future. The best is yet to come. ROEW and IMF are leading the way. And gentlemen, you want to say anything else before we sign off tonight?
Follow, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. Support Tom Bryce, support James Taylor, and support me. It's Christmas. Give us those subs and the support. That's all we ask.
The best is yet to come. Listen, let me
It
tell
is.
you,
It
the
really
best
is.
yet to come. I can't wait. Shawn Jovi's vlog. Jovi's got it going on. He's 3 subscribers away from 800. James Taylor's at Taft Taylor. Check him out. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Taffy's Lounge, ROBW Underground. Support everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. I will be here tomorrow. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned is all I can say. And I want to thank everybody for your support. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters. And if you hear you want to hit the sub button for us at Sportzwire Radio, you can do that. And thank you to Fozzy for being patient. And thank you, James Taylor, for that interesting video from Maven. And can't wait to see everybody tomorrow. Thank you, Ox, for the super chat. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you to everybody here. And enjoy the rest of Christmas. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On another one. Global Radio.